Deep in the heart of an ancient African savannah, where the golden sun kissed the earth and the acacia trees swayed in the gentle breeze, lived two unlikely neighbors, a cunning, ambitious ant and a kind-hearted, gentle dove. Their home was a shared waterhole where creatures of all sizes gathered, their lives intertwined by the rhythms of nature. The ant, named Kazi, was a small but shrewd creature, driven by a relentless hunger for success. He spent his days tirelessly gathering food, building his empire, and plotting ways to outwit larger animals to claim their share. Kazi believed that survival was a game of power and manipulation. The dove, Nyota, was Kazi's opposite. She was a free spirit, soft-spoken and wise. Nyota spent her days offering help to the thirsty animals who came to the waterhole. Her feathers gleamed white as the moon, and her soothing coos brought peace to the weary. One scorching afternoon, Kazi found himself struggling near the water's edge. A sudden gust of wind had blown him into the water. For a creature as small as Kazi, the ripples in the water felt like a raging storm. He flailed his legs, gasping for air. "Help!" Kazi cried, though he had never sought help before. Nyota, perched on a low branch above the water, saw Kazi struggling. Despite his reputation for being selfish, she couldn't ignore his plight. With a swift motion, she plucked a large leaf from a nearby tree and dropped it into the water. "Climb on, Kazi!" Nyota called. Kazi scrambled onto the leaf, panting as the current carried him to safety. He glanced at Nyota, his pride wounded by the act of kindness. "Thank you," he muttered, though it tasted bitter in his mouth. Days passed, and Kazi returned to his scheming ways. One evening, he overheard a hunter lurking near the waterhole, setting up traps to catch birds. Kazi crept closer and saw Nyota singing to herself on a branch. An idea crept into Kazi's mind. If the hunter captured Nyota, the waterhole would lose its guardian of peace. Without her, the other animals would be easier to manipulate. But something stopped Kazi. The memory of the leaf flashed in his mind. The moment Nyota had saved him, expecting nothing in return. The next morning, as the hunter approached the waterhole, Kazi acted. He summoned his entire colony, and they swarmed the hunter's legs, biting fiercely. The man, startled and in pain, abandoned his traps and fled. Nyota, witnessing the scene, flew down to Kazi. Her gentle eyes brimmed with gratitude. "You saved me, Kazi," she said softly. Kazi looked at her, his pride softening for the first time. "You saved me first, Nyota. Maybe kindness isn't weakness after all." From that day, Kazi became an ally to Nyota, helping protect the waterhole and its creatures. Together, they showed the savannah that strength comes not from selfishness, but from unity and compassion. This story is rooted in African folklore, where animals are often used to represent human traits and moral lessons. Variations of the ant and the dove exist across African oral traditions, symbolizing the importance of reciprocity and community. In today's fast-paced, competitive society, the tale offers a timely reminder that compassion and collaboration can achieve more than greed or manipulation. The scandalous twist, Kazi's initial betrayal, reflects the inner conflict many face when choosing between self-interest and moral integrity. African storytelling emphasizes interconnectedness, teaching that every action ripples through the larger community. The story of Kazi and Nyota encapsulates this value, urging us to recognize the power of kindness in creating harmony in our lives and society.